Warning, kids, be sure to manually change the auxiliary input every time you update your graphics drivers. Hi, how's everybody doing? We are here in the podcast space. This is the Atlas Esports podcast, where Spook and I shoot the shit and we just we bring in other people of the org, talk about gaming news, and all around we're just kind of here. So yeah, tonight we have Kyal Oboe, the two winners of yesterday's playoff match. Oh, Kyal and Oboe. Sorry, I put in the wrong one. I actually put in the wrong one. I am a silly man.
Got him.
Don't worry, that gets docked off my paycheck later. Either way, how you guys doing? I know we had a bit of a disjointed interview last night, but how are you guys feeling about it? Like you're excited for everything. What do you got next?
We're doing well. We got our next game tomorrow on Sunday, obviously, so we're glad that we won. And we had a little bit of a party in the interview last time, but now we're focused and ready to go.
So to start us off, I'm gonna go one at a time. So Oboe, I'm gonna start with you. Tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Oboe. I'm the IGL for the team. Me and Kyle knew each other beforehand, and we decided we wanted to get together and play this season. So we spent quite a while building the team, and we, frankly, didn't even have the full 5 until the 3rd week of the season. But yeah, I've basically been stuck in open like an open shooter for my whole career. Probably double-digit seasons in open at this point. I IGL'd almost every one of them. So.
And how long you been playing CS?
I've been playing since I always forget the year, but I can Google it. It's the operation in where they had the sawmill map. So, do you remember that?
I have no clue. I can't remember.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
That's quite a while.
Yeah.
It was whatever
I
operation
don't know
that
which one
was.
you're talking about.
It was the first time Zoo was in the operation. Zoo was
Probably
in it
like
twice.
2016, 17,
Somewhere around
16
there, yeah.
probably.
Coming up on a decade soon, dog.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's getting there, that's for sure.
It's gonna get there real quick.
No.
I mean, the
don't
game's
think
been
so.
out for well over a decade, and CS:GO
yeah.
has a legacy spanning 20 years.
CS:GO's only been out for since 2013.
15. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, then
Counter
we
Strike
started
as a
before that.
whole has been in
98, you could say.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey. Bro, I was 7.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's like
98.
it's crazy how much
Dang.
the game has both evolved and stayed the same since Source in 1.6.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Operation Bloodhound is the operation, so sometime after May 26, 2015.
Hell yeah.
That's when I started playing.
Okay. And were you into competitive game before that, or was this like your leeway into it?
No, okay, this is actually funny. So the way we got into Counter-Strike was Kyle and I were staff on a Minecraft server. Sorry if I'm
We were
messing
like
with your
young,
rep,
though.
Kyle.
Yeah.
No, well, I won't
Like,
say our
we're-
age because we weren't that young. Okay, but whatever.
Well,
We'll
middle
move on.
school.
That sounds
Okay,
about
fine.
right.
So a long time ago.
It was in 9th grade too. Let's be real, in high school, but it was like around 9th grade because I think. Alright, well, let's quit with the details. Point is, Kyle played Minecraft in high school, exposed. And secondly, yeah, so we were, and this guy, the owner of the server, would take the donations that were on the server that were meant to pay the fees and buy CS:GO skins with them. So that's how we got exposed to CS:GO for the first time. And then Kyle, somebody gave it to Kyle for free. We played it and we were like, oh, you can't scope in this game. This is fucking shit. And I tried it on his account. We were like, nah, this sucks. So we hung it up. And then eventually we both picked it back up. But I can't remember what the question was, but yeah, that's how we got it. Well, that's how the two of us got into playing the game. And so no, we weren't into competitive games before that necessarily.
You were
We
Minecraft
played-
bros.
Well, we like to play the survival games in Minecraft, so that was competitive. And then we did play. Both of us played like Halo Reach, right? Did you play Halo Reach with me, Kyle? Like multiplayer?
Yeah, reaching 4.
Yeah, and then we played one Call of Duty 2, like where we would grind multiplayer. And so that's not the same as say CS:GO or I don't know Valorant or something.
It wasn't really
but
like competitive though. Like it's not like we
still,
played for a
it's
team.
yeah, but it's still I would still label it as competitive in the sense that we were trying to like get better. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And
Mhm.
each match, so we had some sort of competitive experience, you could say, not in a
Mhm.
team, but see what I'm kind of saying. Counter-Strike though was the first time we translated that into being on a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that
And
was
then-
kind of sorry,
Because
Goose. that-
Oh, sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
it's all
No.
good. Go ahead, Blake.
No, someone go.
Well, my competitive experience is a little different because Oboe main CS:GO, where
Mhm.
I was playing pretty high tier Rocket League for a long time, like probably
Okay.
from like 2016 to. I mean, I actually came to Atlas as a Rocket League player at first.
Right. Right.
I just happened like I pretty much like mained Rocket League, but Oboe is like my best friend, so like he'd always want to play CS. So like I got pretty good at both games.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I'm here now. So and I just kind of have to pick one or the other.
So was it because of Oboe that you leaned more towards CS than Rocket League?
Well, I think it kind of came to like this the tournaments in Rocket League and the stuff like that is like it's like an all-day type thing most of the time.
Yeah.
Where CS, like I can play a league and have a free enough schedule for a couple matches a week, you know, a couple practices and things like that. Where I don't have time to sit down and play from 5 p.m. to, you know, 1 a.m. in a tournament and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
So, and plus, I love Rocket League, but I just was kind of ready. Like I wanted to play like with Oboe and you know do something competitive with him again, and that's kind of what geared me towards CS again.
Okay, I'm sensing a bromance.
Well, we've known each other since you know, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. When we were little kids, you know, we were
Yeah.
our parents were friends, and so we just were friends.
Ah,
so.
So
We
at
lived
this
down the
point,
street
you're
from each
related.
other's when we were kids.
Pretty
Basically,
much, yeah.
Pretty much, it's pretty close.
Like
yeah.
standing at each other's weddings.
I
Pretty
mean, we
easily,
played basketball together in the community basketball league. We played. What else did we do? Did we do any other sports together? or
We
is that
did
it?
basketball, soccer for 1 year,
Soccer.
and lacrosse.
Oh, and lacrosse, right? So we've been doing competitive things together our entire lives. Now that we're grown up and you know, shit at sports compared to everyone else and stuff like that. And you know, you live in different cities and you're not in school, so you don't have sports teams. Counter-Strike provides a way for us to be competitive and you know, be on a competitive team together, even if it's different from a regular sport, right?
Okay,
So-
that's actually a very good answer and very deep if you think of it that way.
Yeah.
I
you
feel
two
like a
have been
lot of
glued at the
people.
hip.
Well, yeah, a lot of people often give up on that, or they feel as though because I'm an adult, I'm not allowed to have, you know, similar aspirations and try to strive to do that. Personally, you know, in my own experience, I've always wanted to cast professional esports, and obviously, you know, 20 years ago, saying that to someone, you know, I was laughed at. Woo woo woo, you know, people saying, "Oh yeah, good luck with that, chump," type stuff. And now, you know, I just recently, you know, was able to shoutcast that DreamHack. So it's just a short way of saying, you know, if you work hard enough, obviously you can make it happen, which will lead into my next question for making it happen. Obviously, we all know John. He is the owner of Atlas Esports. Thank you for, you know, taking the time to actually put this together and being able to have us all here, John. I hope you're not overworking yourself as you tend to do. But with that, I will ask both of you, and either one of you can answer first. How has your experience been with Atlas Esports thus far?
You want to go first? Or you want me to?
Go ahead.
I mean, like I said, I came here, started out as a Rocket League player, and everything went great. Team just kind of fell apart due to schedules and stuff. But like my overall experience has been good. I feel like John wants to put his teams in the right direction. I think he does a pretty good job doing that. But overall, I think it's been fun. Like we've had some great support at some of our matches, and just feels like a great community atmosphere.
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell yeah.
And the next, whomever didn't answer.
Yeah, I mean, I would pretty much say the same thing. It's nice to be streamed. It's nice to, you know, have people that care whether you win or lose, other than that are outside of the team. So yeah, I appreciate being part of Atlas this season.
Okay, happy to have you. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Let's start with Oboe.
From a CS:GO perspective, if
Mhm.
statistics are, what we're using here, probably in open still. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens after Sunday. Maybe my answer is different. I don't
Okay,
know.
Kyle,
Yeah, I
how
think
you
my
feel about that?
answer. Well, regarding CS:GO, here's my answer. So obviously, like we still have a long journey to go pro. Um, and I think like just with raw talent, we can easily get through these first couple leagues or tiers.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're really gonna know how far we can really take our CS career until we start playing consistently in a tier, right below ESL. You know.
Okay.
Now in 5, like I'm not saying it's impossible. Like it's not impossible, but
Mhm.
it just comes down to if we have all 5 of us want that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like to make it pro, like you need the whole team.
Mhm.
To have the same
Yeah,
mindset.
it becomes a
stuff. And I'm
full-time
not saying,
job at some point.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying we don't right now. Like I think we all are motivated and trying to get as, good as we possibly can. But
Mhm.
like I think as for like pros, like it's a little far, like off the radar. So
Mhm.
we're really just trying to get better each and every day. And if you keep getting a little better every day, you'll eventually make it to that level.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Hard work pays off. With that though, you had mentioned the tiers, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. If you win this next game Sunday, you go up to the intermediate tier.
That's right.
Right.
And we had briefly talked about what it would take to get to main. So could one of you explain that for me again?
Yeah, so I can give you a quick rundown. So, when playoffs happen, it usually narrows it down to around 192 teams. Top 64 make IM, top 8 make main, and then number 1 makes advanced. So, usually you have to win 2 matches in playoffs to make intermediate, and then you have to win about 4 or 5, probably about 5 to make main. And then you have to win it all to make advance. Out of 600 total teams that play the season, but only 192 make playoffs.
Okay. I mean, you guys are still doing extremely good.
Oh yeah. What do you think your chances are of making it to that point?
Well, I don't. Okay, so winning it overall, I don't really know because there's a lot of teams out there that we've never scrimmed against, and we haven't even got to really do any reviews on or anything. So we don't entirely know exactly what else is out there. But as for the teams sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I thought you were done. Didn't mean to interrupt.
You want me to keep going there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, but as for like our next match, like we're probably still the favorite. Like we're probably a top 5 team in our division if I had to guess, just based on raw talent. And not Oboe and I might not have as much league experience as some of our teammates, but some of our teammates have multiple seasons in main and things like that. So, like we're definitely like a favorite for a lot of our playoff matches, but as it starts to get narrowed down, it's going to be a little more like 50-50. So,
okay.
Yeah, and the truth is that there's teams that are made up of players that are basically fully from 2 or 3 tiers up. So our goal is not to win the whole tournament. We're going to try in every single match that we play, and if we did, that'd be great, but our goal is not to win. The goal is to win the next match and make IM, and then after that we'll have a new goal.
Which will be the win the next match.
Right, but each subsequent goal after IM is going to be a little bit different, right? Because we've secured our berth, so to speak, with IM, if we do that, right?
And with that, with this next upcoming match tomorrow at 9:30, I believe EST.
Is it 9 or 9:30?
9:30.
Yeah, so 9:30 EST tomorrow. What would the skill difference between the last team that you just played versus what you're gonna experience tomorrow?
Yeah, so I can actually answer this because I've probably done a little more scouting.
Yeah.
So just based off overall rank, the team we're playing tomorrow is a little bit better. Like it's like the equivalent of like if last team was like a D2 college, like this is probably a D1. Like this team's definitely better. But record-wise, the first team we played was 7-7, and then this team I think is 11-3 or 10-4 in the season. So technically they're the favorite by like record and whatever, because they actually had a bye. But just based on our roster experience and whatnot, like we're definitely the favorite. The only reason we're not is because we didn't actually get to play the whole season with this roster, and we're still yet to actually drop a map. With
No,
this
we did drop the
starting five.
one.
Well, we dropped one on Vertigo, but we had 2 subs that had to
is
play.
true.
So,
That
like,
is true.
with
With
our
that
full
5,
starting
right.
5, we're still yet to lose a map.
Right. And what did we lose? 3 maps before we had this full starting 5. So there's a
Yeah.
really nearby universe where we win 2 or 3 of those maybe, and we have a bye ourselves.
Yeah,
right?
like, to put it this way, if we have the starting 5, there is easily a chance that we go undefeated this season.
Wow.
So, like, I'm not saying we would, but I'm saying there's a chance. Like, we're good enough to have gone, like,
Perhaps.
It's a possibility
we
that
would have
you
been
guys
scheduled
have.
against the other undefeated teams.
yeah,
you know.
no. But,
Those guys can be really crazy. It really
I
be
mean,
a roll of the
here's-
dice when we get up there.
yeah, I mean, my argument is just I think we're easily a top team in Open, no matter who we play. So,
Yeah. I think Sunday will definitely tell us a lot. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
like, here's my thing is I think we're easily the favorite for Sunday, but
I think so too.
when it gets to playoffs, it's winners go home, you know? So,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Yep. Absolutely. That's the thing. It's fun to talk about favorites and you know who's got the better ranks and the better stats, but when you get into the game, and I think this is the mindset of all of our team, it's certainly the mindset of Kyal and and I would argue we're the worst players on the team, not because of our lack of skill, but because of our teammates' abundance of it. The truth is that when you go into a game, you're not really thinking about like, oh, you know, we won this round and we're the favorites. Ho ho ho! Now I'm getting more comfortable, or you know, they won this round and we're the favorites. What are we gonna do? It's not like that, right? It's to Kyle's
plus,
point.
like,
Anything can happen, right?
Yeah, a lot of it, you know, as given comes to who's going to perform. And, you know, like, if a team has a good read on us, like, there's everyone at this point in time is a good enough player to where it's like whoever's, I think, is more disciplined and,
Right.
you know, works better as a team is who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not going to try to go out and aim people because, you know, maybe we have better aim than them, maybe we don't, but that's not a consistent way to win, right? We want to take advantage of our good aim by doing the fundamentals properly. So instead of a solo fight against 3 guys and you have to hit 3 sick 1-taps to win it, you know, you go out with your teammate and then you push against a single individual who you know is alone, and there's 2 of you against 1 of him using both of your great aim and securing a kill safely, right?
Significant different or difference in play style when you're utilizing your team instead of trying to be the team yourself. Goose, did you have any final questions before I ask this last one?
No, I think that's I think we're good to hit the big noggin.
Okay, now, gentlemen, these questions have been phenomenal, but I must say this next question is of the utmost importance, and by far trumps everything that we've asked you thus far. Oboe, we'll start with you.
Oh boy.
Pancakes or waffles?
I'm gonna go with waffles.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, they're pretty similar, right? I mean, for me, it's the same. But the thing about waffles, it's the ridges give it a little bit more texture.
Okay, all right.
Feel that.
Monotone
And Kyle?
nature of a pancake.
I'd probably say yes.
Wait.
Yeah, I'd like to recant, and I'd say yes as well.
I would like to redact my answer and replace it with yes.
Hey, can we strike that from the record, Mr. Stenographer?
Yes.
All right,
This has never happened in any of our podcasts. I have to create a new category for yes. That's 2 yes.
Let's go.
For pancakes and waffles. Oh my.
Oh god.
Okay. All right.
You better not strike that as an outlier from your data set when you put this together.
Oh no. I gotta create a third line on this on this table now.
Exactly.
For miscellaneous answers.
Correct answers. I don't know.
Yeah. We're not accepting both as an answer, by the way. Yes is the only answer that we're going to accept that isn't pancakes or waffles.
Okay,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
We're making that a rule right now. You heard it here first. Dock it, sign it, ship it.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly.
Kyle, Oboe, we do appreciate both of you for taking a little bit of your time to join us tonight. Again, good luck on your game tomorrow. Everyone that is watching or potentially tuning into the VOD a little late, their game is Sunday, December 11th at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's 9:30 EST. Come show support. We had a decent turnout the last time that we streamed one of their games. It was an extremely fun game to watch, as I was basically just jumping up and down, saying Oboe was about to rattle people, and my fiance wanted to punch me in the throat because of how loud I was being.
Oh
So-
my god. Jumping bisons, man. Jumping bisons.
Yeah, the bison
jumping
play.
bison,
If you guys
Yeah.
want to see these, like, these two assholes down here absolutely trounce some people for no apparent reason and in ways that are absolutely considered a war crime, tune in tomorrow
Definitely
at
an
9:30
apparent
p.m.
reason.
EST.
I'm
There's
just
definitely
saying we
apparent
have some
reason.
bison plays in our strat book. Alright.
There's if you don't have a bison play in your strat book, then you
We-
probably don't know what you're doing.
We saw the bison. We saw a jumping FAMAS. We saw
A
the
little bit of action.
revolver. We saw the auto shotty.
There was a jumping bison that the stream camera missed, unfortunately, but it was.
I'm so sad. We gotta
very
go through
end
the
of
demo and find
overpass.
it.
It is very nice. He literally called it out. He was like, he was called it out from his phone. He's like, guys, I'm gonna do the jumping bison, and we're like, oh, okay.
Okay, do it. Bet.
And then the
I didn't
kill
even know
feed came
exactly
up
what
and
he
we
was
were like,
talking
"What?"
about. And he's like, yeah.
Well, also
Take
the
it.
round before that, we almost bought 5 ops, but instead
We did
only
3
bought
ops
2
and
or
a
3.
bison the round before
Yeah.
that is what we did. Yeah, I remember.
You love to see
I've
it.
already watched it a couple times. I'm not gonna lie.
You love to see it. Honestly, extremely entertaining to watch. Highly recommend that you guys tune in tomorrow. Kyle, where can we find you?
Kyle RL or KYAL RL on Twitter. That's all I really got.
Okay, and Oboe?
Nowhere.
You heard it first. You can't find Oboe anywhere except for
Oboe-
when he's about to rattle the cage.
That's right.
Oh god. All right, thank
All
you
right.
guys so much for coming out. We will be moving on to our next segment, which I believe we had section for MVS, but we don't actually have Light Wisp in here. So
Yeah.
we are going to go very quickly with an update on the Smash World Tour situation. Now, there has been a very, very quick decision from Panda to remove Dr. Allen from the position of CEO of Panda Global. Formerly, or for what was formerly known as Panda Global is now colloquially known as Panda. Yeah. There are quite a few people coming out saying that Panda, like Panda's old CEO, Dr. Allen, was a snake. He was a liar, an opportunist, a cold cut businessman. Like primarily, there is the runner of Genesis, somebody of the name, somebody who has the Twitter tag Bowback. So this is a tweet that I will link in chat here.
Yep.
There we go. So yeah, go be sure to check that one out. But
Oh, wow, there's a lot.
there is a lot. But yeah, not going into detail, but from the very first moment Alan opened his mouth to the last time we spoke, nothing but snake-like sounds could be heard, like that shit in Harry Potter. I've had the misfortune of dealing with a lot of manipulative people in my life, so when I hear him talk, I was immediately put on guard. The gaslighting, the doubt he would cast on things I would say, the way he would play victim, saying he's not doing this for himself, etc., etc. One thing's for sure, that was consistently reiterated in our calls was that Smash World Tour would be canceled, that Smash World Tour was blacklisted, that Gimmer was blacklisted, and it was only a matter of time before they were shut down, because trust me, I know, trust me was the term he used a lot. There was no trust. He at one point called himself the savior of Smash on a call, when he went on a rant about how great of a position he's in to do good for the community and how all this hard work is paying off to bring everyone together. Make no mistakes, he had no plans on uniting the scene on a larger scale. He had no plans on propping Melee up or how to onboard new players. His plan that he told us was to push Ultimate way more to the masses and gain the casual audience, go mainstream. In one call, it was confirmed that he was to be the licensed broker of the whole scene. This has the potential to be really, really bad for everyone. That means eventually, if he wanted to, you would have to be a part of Panda Cup to get a license, one person having the keys. So essentially, in order to run a tournament under SWT, you would have to get a license from Panda Global. Otherwise, Nintendo just wouldn't let you like run a tournament, which is bloody stupid if you ask me.
But they also are notorious for doing this for less. Actually.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So this or what he's describing, I'll play devil's advocate for a second. I understand if Alan was genuine with his ambitions to want to play that role, as someone being, a seasoned individual that kind of knows the market of what it is that you're doing and knows how to, also play politics. You kind of need someone in that position to kind of delegate and mediate between, big corporations. But from the sounds of it, if people are exhibiting snake-like behavior, it was only a matter of time before, a monopoly happened. But continue, Goose.
One person having the keys is definitely not okay. No matter who the hell this is, his vision didn't stop there. He also wanted to sanitize every event, take the personality of each event, and impose his own vision that what he said was superior to what everyone else was trying to do in the moment. By introducing an analyst desks or stats which cost money to use, even if they were on the Panda Cup. Give up your broadcast to any kind of creative vision you might have had, be stamped with the Panda logo, and have it taken over. This was something I personally was not okay with. There was too much risk on our end to ever be okay with any of his proposals. He had to take on all the financial burdens, the risk, and give up a lot of what we had worked hard to do over the past 13 years. Just so this fuck could ride in on a donkey and claim it for himself. I was very confused to where that sentence was going.
Yeah, but, I had to read it back in my head before.
Yeah.
Go on.
It keeps on going for quite a while here. I'm not gonna bore you guys just by reading the whole thing, but I can go on and on. But generally, the most of the shit he sang in that 31-page garbage tweet is a lie. It's riddled with manipulative ways of speaking and is more just more of what I expect a guy who thinks he's the fucking savior of Smash. That is in reference to the 31-page document response that Dr. Allen had come out with, outlining his sort of his involvement in everything. It was a response to everything that happened, which from what I understand was kind of like a padded book report. Yeah.
I went and tried to read it over, though there were a lot of like references that I wasn't too familiar with, and I actually had to do research on that just to kind of wrap my head around what it was that he was referencing. Because this goes back a while. Like, this isn't just like recent information. There's like 10 plus years of things that were referenced in like his response, and people that he's been in contact with, and all that. After I finished it felt like he didn't really say anything.
Yeah. It was a lot of
saying?
like, hey, I am legally covering my ass because I know that a lawsuit's on the way, but I have to give out a statement to these people because the town square wants me to say something,
He hit us with a Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
And though he's stepping down, like, I understand that, he did that, but he almost like contradicted himself. Like, he would open with, talking like, oh, it's all about the community. We just wanted to, build the community. And then like take light jabs at people like, oh, you got what you asked for, huh? It's like, wait, you're obviously now sounding petty, as if you know you did something wrong, and now you're just trying to shift accountability for, you getting called out for something that you did. He didn't really give good reasons for why the things that happened. If anything, he just pointed out other things for people to get distracted by, like, oh, this guy said this, and I didn't know anything about that. It's like, okay, we're not stupid. We understand that you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. So how are we still getting these weak responses? So
yeah.
More of the story, it was dog water.
It was very much like a legally covering my ass thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll continue to update you guys as things go on. Genesis 9 is still up for registration, and I think you guys should go sign up for it, because Rushdown Revolt is going to be there, and I hope to God they fly me out for it. Wink, wink. Sorry.
I would love to see you on camera again, Goose.
Oh my God, that was so much fun. Casting with Ringe was a genuine dream. But I am not going to go into a funny little nostalgic thing that happened to me literally just a few months ago. We have a lot of patch notes to go through recently. Valorant and Overwatch had 2 really, really big updates recently. The funny thing is, Valorant did not add a character and is well and beyond the better update.
Okay, so let's start with Valorant. Good news first, bad news later, right?
Oh yeah. So, Valorant patch notes. We're just gonna take this as a here's how to do good patch notes.
We got a link for that?
Yes, we do. So here are the Valorant patch notes. Here.
Perfect. Thank you.
So.
Oh God, where's dark mode?
I know, it's always so bright. Like, at the very least,
bright.
they have like a bit of a yellow tint to it, but it's still very, very bright. Like, it's lighting on my face right now. But
same.
One thing that I really, really like is they're like, just hey, here's like the updates that are like map and gun related. So you have just like the image of the Spectre, and then you have just the lineup of agents that have all gotten changes, no matter how big or small. And there is a really good starting paragraph here. With pro play heading into the off season after the completion of Amazing Game Chambers Championships, it was bloody amazing. Like, I really wish I had watched more of it. It was awesome. There's some broad updates that they're looking to make, along with some individual agent changes. I highlighted it. This is it. We've increased the point cost of the ultimate abilities that have a large site-wide footprints. These changes should reduce their overall frequency and increase counterplay against them in all strategic levels. In addition to the ult adjustments, we've also made a tuning pass to the agent ability economy. The areas targeted in this pass include total loadout cost outliers for the respective roles, agents with lack of pistol round buy options, and unintended power relative to the cost of the ability. To wrap up the broad updates, we've taken a pass at the HP of destructible objects in the game. Damage over time area abilities like Brimstone's Incendiary and Viper's Snake Pit now damage enemy utility. So we've increased the health of 1 HP destructibles so that they aren't instantly vaporized, but still can be destroyed by one shot in most situations. Also, Killjoy's Lockdown gets a bigger health bump to reduce the number of abilities that can solo destroy it. Boombot and Prowlers, on the other hand, have felt like they required unloading too many bullets given their own strengths, so the health of those abilities has been reduced.
Bro, as a Fade main, I feel you.
Yeah.
It needed to be done. It was so funny throwing a dog around a corner and listening to someone unload half a clip of a Phantom, and then the dog dies. It's like,
oh yeah,
okay, this is a bit strong right now.
Oh yeah, they brought it down to 60, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so they have, first off, the first thing that's actually on here is the Breach change. Rolling Thunder point cost from 7 to 8. Honestly, really good change. It literally just like breaks a site right open immediately. Plus, I'm pretty sure it damages utility as well. So
displaces utility, damages it.
Yeah, it
stuns everything.
It's a really, really powerful ability that should absolutely be tuned down, especially when you look at the pro scene where it's like KJ's knowing when a breach has ultimate will literally just like not place their turret. So, which is never all that fun to do, but when you know it has to happen, yes, absolutely. Chamber got a whole ass rework. Thank the Lord. Oh my god.
I was tired of Chamber. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I was a Chamber hater.
Oh yeah. Like from everything that I see here, it looks like Chamber has been brought down to a point where he is in line with other agents and abilities. You know?
The only thing I really cared about was the ult.
True. Oh my god.
Shooting time. Like a operator, because it's an op, a personalized op.
Oh yeah.
That has, you know, half. No, it wasn't even half. It was faster than that. It was a fraction of the time that's needed to scope in, and then the aftershot delay was just non-existent.
Oh my god. There was also no like mouse recoil
It's
either.
like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, none. Literally,
Yeah, there was no
none.
mouse recoil, unlike the actual op. So yeah, the thank the Lord, the tour de force has been nerfed. The fire rate has been decreased by 57.5%, which still I believe puts it ahead of the operator, like the actual rifle that you can buy. But also, it still has the slow. It still has the like the faster pullout time, and it doesn't one shot in the leg anymore. But it still, I believe, has more less damage drop off between walls. So here is another one of the big one. Rendezvous. Chamber now places a single anchor that can be teleported to while inside its range, which has been nearly doubled to 13 meters. So what this means is that a lot of the time, you're no longer a rotate agent. You are no longer like Neon or Yoru, where you're able to just like get across the map in an instant. It's really
play both sites.
Yeah, essentially. Like, he was busted on Haven because you could put his teleporter in a short and then have the other one link up to a B short. So you could literally teleport from an elevated forward position on A site and then go halfway onto B. Which was ridiculous because you could teleport vertically. What this also does is prevents you from making first contact and then taking an off angle instantly. At least the vast majority of the time, without also worrying about losing something. Which is good. Removed teleport activation height restriction. You can teleport to the anchor while on different verticality so long as you are within its radius, which is good. Increased weapon equip time after teleporting has gone from 0.4 seconds to 0.7 seconds, which is good. Headhunter is unaffected by this change, which, yeah, that's fine. Like, keep the skills that Chamber was good at good. Like, keep him a sentinel. Because restrict him to one site, have him be a duelist within this area, which is the site.
Yeah, I like it was so annoying because like let's say someone has a KJ, right? Full util setup, you hear the turret.
Oh yeah.
Chances are you try to get them to pop mollies and then go to a different site because you don't want that problem.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or Cypher, you hear them chirps and you're like, all right, nope, we're going to A instead of B.
Oh yeah.
That didn't exist with Chamber. It was like he was B. Okay, let's go A. Oh well, looks like he beat us here. So let's go back. He's back there. All right. Well.
Yeah. Every 30 seconds, he's back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, it was so broken in pro play as well because you'd have people go up mid, and then they teleport specifically on fucking Icebox. Icebox was one of the worst culprits for Chamber.
You talking about B long or top yellow?
B long, top yellow. He could take mid control ungodly well for a sentinel. especially with like the threat of his headhunter and his op being able to take these like really, really long angles and teleport to his team pretty much instantly, just like a Yoru can, with honestly a lot more speed and a lot less commitment. You just got to set it up beforehand. But another good thing is destroying Rendezvous teleport anchor now disables it for the remainder of the round instead of being placed on a cooldown, which is really, really good. This means that at a top level, we have Sovas who are going to be finding lineups for common chamber trips, which is going to be so bloody cool to see a chamber lining themselves up on top of yellow in Icebox, or at the end of Belong in Fracture, and seeing a Sova dart bounce off behind him, break the trip, and then have him get swung by 3. Like, that is going to be hilarious. Because the health has also been decreased. So Sova's darts can destroy them within a really, really consistent radius. Not the entire thing, mind you, but pretty consistently. Also, a recent update before made it so that way ally utility is invulnerable to other ally utility. So if your Sova fucks up a shock dart, your chamber is not taking a colossal hit, essentially.
Oh, so ally utility.
Yeah, ally utility no longer hurts ally utility.
Okay.
Which is really, really good.
Because I got so annoyed with shit like that.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll have a turret set up, and then a raise just changes that. It's like, oh, thanks.
Oh no. I see.
Guess that nade wins that one. Thanks, Race.
Yep.
And we're both dead now.
Oh yeah. Trademark has also had its range restricted. It is working similar to KJ, which is good. It's within a range, so you have to worry about your placement of it, and you can recall it mid-round on a 30-second cooldown, which is also quite good. Destruction remains permanent though. Initial arm time increased from 2 seconds to 4 seconds, and the health is increased to 20. Tour de Force decreased, and the slow. So this applies to both Trademark and Tour de Force. The duration has been reduced from 6 seconds to 4 seconds, which is really, really good. Because, oh my lord. But yeah, we have Cypher's Tripwires, which have increased 20 health. Prowlers, which have increased or decreased health down to 60, which means instead of 3 bullets from the Vandal, it's only going to take 2. They're still going to be taking multiple bullets from pistols, which is good. Still takes 2 bullets from a sheriff, so Fade is still going to be a bit of a menace on early rounds, which makes sense. Harbor has gotten some small buffs. I have to say Harbor is easily one of the most interesting controllers that we have in the pool right now. Unfortunately, he just hasn't really broken into meta because he's very different. All of his smokes apply a slow field or a slowing effect briefly, making it really difficult to peek them, making him a bit of like this weird sort of defensive, offensive type agent. His Cascade, the duration has been increased to 5 to 7. High Tide duration increased, which is his primary recharging smoke. Duration has also been increased from 12 to 15, which just allows Harbor to kind of play around his smokes a little bit more, be a little more aggressive with them. He can hold off angles for a little bit longer. And you know what? If you just like pass the Cascade through somebody, you can slow them, and it's going to be difficult for them to run, especially if you're against a lot of duelists who aren't Jet or anybody else with like fast getaway tools such as Reyna. Sorry, I had a brain fart there.
You're fine.
So yeah, I think it's really, really good. KO 0 point, health increased by 19 up to 20. Null command is now 8 points to ult, which is really, really good, I think. Another one of those ultimates that's like, hey, your team is going to get shafted for a little bit here. Because like if your Sentinel gets stuck in it, Oh, whoops! The site is completely open, and all of their utility is now uncloaked.
Yeah,
Bit of a different situation.
it's annoying.
Oh yeah.
Especially because even after he gets dropped, it's still pulsing.
Yeah.
That is so frustrating to me. It's like, no, your ultimate should not be going right now. You just got shot in the face.
I am a big fan of it personally because it's really cool to allow this initiator to become a duelist for a short time, and then let people resurrect him. Because if you just toss a nade through like a sense windows and kill the KO while he's ulting.
Okay, yeah, I see. Okay,
you still get a little bit of value from popping it.
When you put it that way, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll just have to view it as I'll just kill you again.
Exactly. And then Killjoy. Her lockdown's health has been increased to 200, which means that Breach's Aftershock specifically is no longer a one-button solution to this ultimate. I think that is really, really good. I love playing KJ, and KJ has kind of fallen off a little bit when it comes to pro play. Optic, we're able to use KJ quite efficiently. In the hands of FNS on Ascent, KJ is always been one of the most feared agents. But ever since Chamber started getting better and people started learning how to use his operator more, and Chamber just became an issue.
Yeah.
In which we all needed a tissue. KJ started to fall off even on maps like Ascent because you have this massive wide open mid. Why not use Chamber? It makes sense. Oh well, it's life. But yeah, I'm excited to see KJ come back into the meta a little bit, especially with having KO being firmly in the meta. I feel like it could add a really, really healthy dose of metagaming to pretty much every single round. Omen, paranoia cost decreased from 300 to 250, which means that you can buy paranoia first round with a frenzy, I'm pretty sure, because that is 750.
Thank God.
Makes me happy.
I miss this.
Oh my God.
I was so tired of not being able to flash people round one.
I know. And it's if you're going to buy it, I think it's hold up. How much do you get? Frenzy's 450.
You get 800. So Frenzy 450.
Yeah.
You have 350
that's
left,
okay.
right? Or am I math?
Yeah, so you spend 150 for the smoke plus 450, which equals 600. Oh, okay. So you still can't buy paranoia, but you can buy two teleports with a frenzy. This does mean that you can go one smoke, which regenerates, plus teleport. So yeah, not bad. Honestly, a fun little trade-off, and this means that Omen's cost per round is going to be 50 less, which is quite nice.
Adds up.
So it's now 4,450 rather than 4,500 in order to buy a full kit for Omen, which is good. I'm happy with that. Phoenix's Blaze, his smoke wall, his firewall. The cost has been decreased by 50 credits. This is going to be interesting because this now damages utility. So ciphers are going to absolutely hate their lives against this character now because he can send his Blaze up a wall and just destroy a cipher setup. So yeah, that should be fun. Raises Boombot. The health has been decreased as we covered before. Blast Pack has its health increased a little bit. And then here's the interesting one. Sage. We're looking to slightly refine Sage's strengths to be more about fortifying areas she controls and helping allies rather than offense focused with her utility. We're hoping the heal update will push her power to satisfaction when fully healing others while creating trade-offs for playing Sage too overly aggressive and relying on self-healing. So her barrier orb's fortify delay has been increased to 3.3 seconds, which means that you can get an additional 2 Vandal bullets on it before it completely fortifies pretty simply. And the healing orb, self-heal total amount decreased from 60 HP to 30 HP. Ally heal total amount increased from 60 to 100 HP. So you can fully heal your allies, but you only heal yourself for 30. I only like this lore-wise. They should have kept the self-heal as was, and then buffed the ally heal.
I don't know if I agree with that healing decrease from 60 to 30.
I don't.
Have they never played an RPG? How the hell does that make any sense? Hey, I'm a healer. Yes, I'm supposed to heal
I can only
allies,
heal you,
but I can't heal myself.
Yeah.
That literally has never been a thing.
Yeah.
All this is just people complaining. Oh my god, the sage just won't die. She keeps healing herself. Just shoot her in the face. It's not that hard.
Exactly. And it's also really nice because that way, if you want to get creative with your walls and you get wall banged for it, you could have healed yourself. A lot
of people hate Grim. This is a anti-Grim patch right here.
It is, but it's not gonna stop Grim because Grim is a god. We love Grim.
That's
we love Grim.
100% true. 100%
Oh yeah.
true.
Sovin's Recon Bolt has health changes similar to the rest of the cast. Sky's Trailblazer cost has been increased to 300, so that's only a 50 cred increase. Honestly, why not? That thing is really difficult to kill on pistol rounds, so it's nice to see it a little bit less often. Yeah, it's the dog. That's the dog. Regrowth cost decreased, so dog's been increased by 50, and her healing has been decreased by 50.
Good. Good. I like that.
Yeah, I do. I actually really like that healing change. So yeah, this doesn't affect Sky's, it doesn't change how much it's going to take to fully buy a kit for her. It's still going to be 4.55, 4.56. It's not any change. But it does incentivize you to get healing first round, because you know what, healing in pistol rounds is actually really good. Another big one is Viper. Reeling in Viper's ability to play outside of her ultimate smoke area, these changes will anchor Viper more to her ultimate and allow coordinated retakes against Viper's pit to be more successful. The smoke integrity regen time, so that is whenever you leave the ult, the integrity goes down a little bit until you re-enter the pit. And that has been increased by 5 seconds to 25 seconds. So that is from 0 to 100. It takes 25 seconds to fully regen her ultimate. Max time out of the smoke has been decreased from 15 seconds to 8 seconds. So you gotta be careful. Points required have been upped to 8.
Yep.
What do you think this is going to do to Viper?
I mean, people are still going to play Viper. The people that are Viper mains are still going to pop off because they already utilized, positioning and taking advantage of dipping in and out of her Viper's pit. But for just like a casual consumption, I like this.
Oh yeah.
I was so tired. As soon as you hear her ultimate go off, I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. Like this.
Oh yeah.
This is so she's running out of her ultimate for like 10 minutes. It would seem.
Oh yeah.
And then she just dips right back in, and nothing happened. Like no, she circled the map and came back, and still made it back into her ultimate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not fun.
It's busted.
Also, there are so many different rat pits where you're looking away, completely hidden, because some of the smoke is kind of slanted a little bit and made a little bit of a wall, and then you look out, and then the smoke integrity is going down, but all you need to do is turn around, and then it starts going back up. So this kind of just puts that into a slightly more hey, you're revealing yourself within your ultimate in those rat pits as well. Yoru's Gate Crash has its health decreased down to 60. It was at 100 before. The cost has been decreased by 50 creds though, which is good. I'm here for that. I am here for that. Also, there's a little note. What's that? Looks like several agents are reviewing some important mission updates in the range. They added some really, really cute things in the range. So there's a KJ's swarm bot, the little alarm bot. He's just chilling.
I like how they do that.
Yeah. They're adorable. And like you can not only that, but if you put another alarm bot in front of it, there's like little hearts that pop up and it gets happy that it has a friend. And my god, it makes me so happy. Brimstone is now in his office downstairs and he scowls at you
when you go in.
Yeah, he Steve Blooms you. Cypher is back looking hot as ever. It's great. It's awesome.
Okay, I love that they would do like lore stuff in there.
Oh yeah. They also have had a really nice few like art. Like the Twitter has been kind of like popping off recently because they've been having another one of those like storyboard like story times with art, and they are very clearly hinting at a sort of a really close relationship between Raze and Killjoy, which is nice. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Assist tail tuning. Assist tails are the grace period duration after a debuff has expired, where a player will still be awarded an assist for debuffing the killed target. So they've actually increased this. So the tail increased for things like concuss, near sight, or detained has been increased from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Exiting smoke has been increased to 2 seconds. Slow has been increased to 2 seconds. Suppression added new 3-second assist tail, which is awesome. Oh my god, I'm so sick of having people push through my smokes and not getting assist for it because it just makes me sad. I want my things. But yeah, not only that, but there's the damage interaction updates where just a bunch of different things damage different things. So like Fragment now damages things like Fade Prowler. KO has a quality of life update saying that he now has a new voiceover to tell him that tell the number of allies that he is suppressed, which is awesome.
To match like Fade Alt.
Oh yeah. Oddly enough,
vision.
Yeah, this is a weird one. Sova's ultimate, Hunter's Fury, now damages Raze Satchel's, Reyna Lear, Fade Prowler, and Chamber Rendezvous, which is hilarious to me.
Oh wait, what all does it do? Sova's Fade Prowler, Raze Satchels.
Yeah.
When are you gonna hit a Raze Satchel with Hunter's Fury, and why?
I cannot wait to see that happen.
Wait, as soon as he uses it, if Razes have satchels, they usually satchel towards him.
That's true, yeah.
Excuse me.
So it'll mess up their satchel as well as tag them.
Yep.
That's sick.
Okay, I would love to see that on TikTok or something.
I can't wait for that. But yeah, other than that, there are a few different like multiplier things. Oh wait, hold up. This is actually a nerf for Raze as well. Holy shit. Blast Pack now deals 250% damage to non-players rather than the 12k that it used to have, or the 1200.
Why was it at 1200%?
Because it used to be really, really good for damaging like structures and stuff. It used to be really good at destroying sage walls, but now paint shells and boombot can now do the same thing. They have had their damage multipliers buffed to 250, so it's like Raze is now like, instead of having this one thing which decimates all of these other things, The paint
Everything.
shells will bust through Sage walls. The paint shells will decimate Killjoy ults, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Snakebite, though it does damage utility, doesn't do all that much. So there's gonna be a lot of times where you're gonna see interactions that, like you have to pick the right tool for the job. Snakebite is good, still, of course, but also it's not good for taking out utility. So it does half the damage to utility, to non-player things. Yeah, cool. I think that's really, really cool. I like the way that they're taking it. Weapon updates. We felt the Spectre was overperforming at mid to long ranges, and as a result was crowding the other options on partial buys. So added a third damage range to the Spectre and updated the distances, new distances, and body shot damages are 0 to 15 at 26, 15 to 30 at 22 damage, 30 meters plus at 20 damage. I love this. The Spectre can no longer laser beam you past 30 meters.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, why doesn't my Spectre do that? And second of all, it's about damn time.
Oh yeah, like they've done so many things to the Spectre, and I think they were like, oh yeah, but like we want people who know how to use the spray on this thing to be able to, like, you know, compete with, say, like a Bulldog or a Guardian or whatever. But it was still like, they nerfed like the accuracy of it after certain distances, but a lot of the time people would crouch, scope in, and then tap heads. And it was still working quite well. But at the end of the day, I'm glad this happened.
Right.
This is a good change.
I agree.
And we have a new game mode. Swift Play. Sorry, this is a spiced mango, and I kind of inhaled a little bit.
No, you're good. Take your time. You good?
I've made a mistake. But it is similar to standard 5v5 unrated mode, but condensed. First to 5 rounds wins. There are 4 round halves. So there's spike mode, victory conditions, single spike carrier, set credit amounts granted at the start of the round, 800 at the beginning, 2,400 afterwards, not including 600 credit bonus for winning a pistol. Weapon and credit carryover is supported. Hooray. So essentially, this is replication just without replication. It's just replication money, but as a regular game mode, which is awesome. I really like that. And then a few bug fixes, which we are not going to go over because this is taking a while.
Yeah. Okay. So now that we went through all of this, a lot of good changes, long overdue for some of them. Chamber.
Oh yeah.
Let's. I'm getting upset just thinking about it. But you had mentioned that Overwatch is a disaster right now.
Oh yeah.
You wanna pull up the patch notes for that?
Oh,
and,
I will pull up the patch notes for that.
Tell me a little bit about this, because I think you're the only person I know that plays Overwatch pretty frequently. So, like, the last time I checked, it was, and then now it's apparently a dumpster fire. So I'm kind of curious what you're talking about here.
So, with the new Overwatch update, they added a new character, and they buffed the fuck out of Doomfist while giving minor buffs across the board.
Time out. Is this not Kiriko?
They nerfed Kiriko.
Okay, so this is another character.
Yeah. So this
Outside
is
of
a
Kiriko.
new character, Ramatra.
Jesus Christ! Like, what are we playing? League of Legends?
Okay, I think making Overwatch 2, they should have had more than just 3 extra characters. I think it was irresponsible of them to release it in such an unfinished state. I think they need to completely revamp their matchmaking systems entirely. Stuff like that. Let's see.
And this is the patch notes from 4 days ago?
This is patch notes from 4 days ago, yeah.
Okay, let me pull that up.
But yeah, they're like making changes to the physical passives of the rolls. So the damage roll passive has the movement speed cut, and the reload speed bonus increased from 25 to 35%. Now, what this means is that characters that do not reload, such as Hanzo, no longer get a damage roll passive. He no longer gets movement speed when he gets a kill. This affects every single character in the cast. It affects one character really, really well, which is Ashe. She didn't need the movement speed buff. She did, however, because she's using a repeater, which requires her to load each shell individually. That 35% reload speed is really bloody good for her, which means that she is significantly more incentivized to go for animation cancel, like hip scope hip, which I believe the full combo is like hip scope, hip scope hip, which is a lot of bullets. She has 12
it's not
bullets.
like you're rapping.
Oh yeah, you know. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I do have the chops for like actually rapping, because my voice just goes at 1,000,000 miles per minute, which is a great time. But yeah. Which is, it's like it affects that one character really, really well, and just kind of like for everybody else. It nerfs Genji yet again. Yep. Genji,
get him out of here.
Poor Genji, man. Poor Genji.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Fucking something will happen in Valorant, and Overwatch will nerf Genji. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. They'll nerf him at any. They over nerfed him. I think he needed a little bit less. Give him 1 damage per shuriken back, or give him his clip back. Just give him something. Give him something.
Right.
But yeah. The funniest thing is the developer comments are, we've decided to remove increased movement speed from the damage roll passive, and in turn make the reload speed more significant. While the additional movement speed was a helpful indicator that the passive was active, we saw change in speed negatively affecting the ability to aim precisely.
What?
It was a 15% skill, 15% speed increase. I've never had an issue with it.
That's not gonna start. Like, have you seen some of these clips that people were doing?
Oh yeah.
It's not affecting anybody's aim.
The real issue was that characters like Mei could kill somebody, reload, and then just snowball through a team. That was the real issue. Bastion getting movement speed in turret form was the most horrifying thing I have ever seen.
You hear them damn sounds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
everyone run.
Yeah, you hear turret form get activated, and you just run for cover. And then if he accidentally kills your lagging tank, which he can because he deals 1 billion damage per second, he's just like. Unfortunately, even though he got buffed, he's still one of the worst characters in the game because of this roll passive removal. But yeah, some characters get absolutely shafted when it comes down to it. They did add a new character, which is a tank from Matra. He is conceptually the most broken character in Overwatch. He has a ton of different cool tools. He has a high damage primary fire, which is a mid-speed projectile, which has no damage drop off. So you can contest angles really, really well. And his secondary fire creates a barrier at targeted locations. The only issue is this barrier is ungodly short. It's like tiny, and it only lasts for 4 seconds. Like,
and he's a tank?
Yeah, he's a tank. And then when he hits shift, he goes into a different form where he gains a bunch of additional armor. He only has 425 base health to begin with, which is not huge for a tank, but he gains like 150 or 200 armor when he's in this form. He punches things, which has an extended melee range, which is only affected by a Baptiste amp wall. You cannot DM it, you cannot block it because it's a melee attack. It's very strange, but it is very deliberate. It's fun. It's cool. It's genuinely cool. The weirdest thing is that he has a block in this form that is not a traditional Overwatch block. It's similar to Doomfist's block, except it doesn't buff him at all. He just can hold it forever. So significantly reduces damage taken from the front and reduces movement speed. I believe it's a 50% damage reduction. And then the thing that had everybody freaking out before he came out was Ravenous Vortex. This is a projectile which he throws, and then within an area that you're looking, it slows enemies and pulls them downward. Now, conceptually, this is broken, but in reality, it doesn't do anything. It's not coded properly. It doesn't cancel movement abilities that are already in place. You can leave it using any movement ability. It was meant to be a hard counter to characters like Pharah, like just pulling her down to the ground and damaging her in this little area, but it doesn't go very high up. It's only like it's literally the height of a tank, like a general tank. If you think about like the height of Reinhardt, yeah, that's about as high as it goes. Like not even a shield. It's tiny. And
it also doesn't have any additional verticality, right?
No, it doesn't. It's tiny.
What the hell?
I don't understand it. Like, it's not. If you could activate it in the air, that'd be super fucking cool.
Right.
Like you,
or if it was like a pillar, like that went all the way up.
Oh yeah, but like decrease the thing. So that way you have like you have an obstacle to go around as a flyer.
Correct.
But the thing is, it only manipulates the movement while it's inside that ring. So a Mercy flying through it will get pulled down briefly and then continue at the original trajectory once she leaves it. And thing is, it's not a powerful enough slow to get her to stop entirely. A Pharah can use her shift or her E, like any Pharah with any sort of ability, like cooldown. As long as you save your cooldowns, you're out of it. Like you can propulsion on the ground, you can just hit shift and fly right over it. It's not that good. His ultimate is cool, however. It's just cool. It is it's an ultimate that is required to have your opponent or opponents be within your area of effect. And what it does, it's a massive AoE that requires line of sight. And whenever line of sight is given, it will damage them over time. And it will, let's see, dealing damage and pausing the duration. Essentially, it just like it puts you in Nemesis form, like in your punch mode for as long as it's active. And if you can, if you don't have line of sight for like 3 to 5 seconds, I think it cancels. So you'll lose it, which I think is actually a really good thing, because it's like it allows you to stay in this mode that is generally on a cooldown, but also there are ways to get around it. I think that is like one of the more balanced things about him. Nanoed Annihilation is the most horrifying thing in the world because yeah, like imagine a nanoed speed boosted Annihilation Ramatra coming at you, whether that be from Kiriko or Lucio. Like it's just the most horrifying thing you can think of.
Thanks. No thanks.
Yeah, no, this dude punching you through a Reinhardt shield. Don't worry about it. Like it's genuinely really cool. And the thing is, conceptually, this is a broken ass character. He has tons of CC. He has ways to block hooks. He has ways to prevent people from getting out. Right. And he has a lot of damage. However, his low health pool, his low the low numbers on his abilities, like his like the armor gained when in Nemesis form, his punch, his block being able to be CC'd out of, like you can javelin him, you can sleep him, you can anti him, you can stun him, you can hook him, like pretty much anything that affects Doomfist's block affects his block, which just makes it fundamentally worse because there's no reason for him to block. But yeah, either way, moving on to Doomfist. Developer comments. These are the most ridiculous fucking things I've ever seen. There are several changes here for Doomfist with the intent to increase his presence as a disruptive brawler-style tank. The buff to his passive ability will help him stay in the fight longer, especially when he's hitting multiple enemies with his abilities. The changes to Power Block and Meteor Strike are intended to increase the availability of Empowered Rocket Punch, which enables him to more easily disrupt enemies and impact multiple targets. Due to gaining Empowered Rocket Punch more consistently, the stun duration and size are slightly decreased to reduce some of the frustration in playing against him. For Rocket Punch, we're shifting some of his damage away from requiring wall impact so that it is more broadly useful regardless of where fights are taken. So that's all fine and dandy. That last sentence is concerning because what they did is they made it so that way Rocket Punch always stuns no matter what. Why?
So you don't even have to charge it anymore.
Right? Yes, this makes him the highest CC like giver in the game. He is a 3-second cooldown ability which stuns.
I'm sorry, did you say 3 seconds?
3 seconds.
No charge?
Every 3 seconds, and he can refresh it if he takes 80 damage while he's in his block.
Wait a minute. What the what the shit?
Yeah. So he has a 7-second cooldown on his Seismic Slam, which is the primary way that he builds his passive, allowing him to get up to 625 over health, including with his overhealth, which he also refreshes every time he hits somebody with an ability, which is a little bit insane. But yeah. Essentially, his numbers were jacked up to the point where he is now the best high skill tank in the game. He is bar none the best tank of the game. If you know how to use him. Like his skill floor is still super, super high, which means that the lower ranks aren't going to have to deal with him nearly as often. But this means that support players who have been having a lot of issues up until now are, as Flats has said, playing Dead by Daylight. Because this motherfucker will come from out of nowhere with his ungodly powerful movement to seismic toss both of you, gain 80 additional health, punch you into a wall to give you like what? Up to like minimum of 2 point yeah. Empowered Rocket Punch. Minimum before cancel option. Shit. Okay, I don't know what the numbers are, but essentially his punch will stun you forever, and it's on a 3-second cooldown. And if you hit him for 80 damage while he's in his block, he gets it back and increases that damage even further. But yeah, they reduced the cooldown on his block. It's still, in my opinion, the worst block in Overwatch. Because it has a duration, you can sleep him and CC him out of it, but he can get in and out of it pretty quick, but it is also on a 7-second cooldown. Damage mitigated required to empower Rocket Punch reduced from 90 to 80, which essentially means that he's getting the empowered punch more often. Not only that, but his ultimate has increased CC potential, slowing enemies for an additional second, which in Overwatch, an additional second of being slowed is death.
An eternity.
Yeah, it is. And he gets an empowered Rocket Punch when he lands, which means additional damage, additional CC. So yeah, he can gain an extra 200 health on his passive as well. So whenever he hits somebody with an ability, whether that be his ultimate, right click, or shift.
Per target hit with abilities.
Yes. So that means that when he's in a fight, if you hold S, hit shift, you'll do a short jump. And then if you hit 4 to 5 people, you just like pop all that health back up. His survivability is crazy, and especially considering the fact that his right click allows him to get out instantly, it's fine. Like, you can go through 2 separate cooldown cycles in a single fight.
Right. Is this because they nerfed him into the ground that they felt the need to make this type of change?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because a 3-second stun or a 3-second cooldown on a stun, it sounds a bit broken to me.
It is broken. Because Overwatch 2 also reduced a lot of CC. Brig no longer has a stun. Cass no longer has a stun. And this means that this character has the most CC in the game. He has the highest uptime for CC. He can cancel any ultimate very quickly for no cost.
Yeah, for basically free.
Yeah. Like, he will cancel Reaper ult. He will cancel Lucio ult. He'll cancel half of Kitsune the vast majority of the time. He can cancel Moira's ult. Having a stun in Overwatch is really, really good, especially right now. And Doomfist is the character for you if you want to do that.
Yeah, he just became a must pick.
Yeah, he became a must pick at a high level, with the exception of like Hog, because Roadhog is easily the other best tank in the game, because originally he had a very, very hard counter, which would be to have an Ana on the other team anti-ing you, so that way whenever you try to pop breather and heal, the funny vape thing.
The Sir Vapes a lot. Yep.
Oh yeah, Sir Vapes hell a lot. But yeah, whenever he would pop that, you would anti him, so that way he doesn't heal off of it, and it gives you ult charge. So yeah, the thing is, Kiriko can cleanse that now. Yeah. So Hog is now really, really bloody good, because he's able to pick off a squishy pretty much instantaneously, and if the supports aren't looking at the person that is getting hooked, or if you hook a support the vast majority of the time, they're dead.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. I think the only one that can actually survive is Brig with Inspire. When she has her passive popped. By the way, Overwatch, you should really, really make it very obvious when Brig's Inspire is up. That would be great for everybody.
Oh, that's the indicator.
Yes. An indicator either on Brig's screen or visually around Brig's. That way people know I should group up on the Brig. Because people don't understand how Brigitte works.
Yeah. That's fair.
And then the one that disappoints me the most is Junker Queen. This character was not... she wasn't good. And she's still not great. I love her. She's so much fun to play. You have the Black Ops 2 Tomahawk, which then hooks people in. You have this cool... you have this really, really cool ultimate. You have the Bleed, which heals you. It's all super, super cool. But... reducing her commanding shout by 1 second, and then reducing the wound duration on her ultimate, as well as reducing the cost, is just really sad. And then giving the Adrenaline Rush a measly 1.25% modifier for remember this, 15 damage. So instead of healing 15 damage whenever you bleed somebody over time, you heal 19. Way to go.
That's a lot.
Way to go.
But it's also not. And they also increased her volume size.
Yeah, so
for her torso and head.
Yeah, so you can headshot her a lot easier, which is stupid. I thought this was like, I'm fine with the torso hitbox increasing, because that means that she's getting hit and not her supports. But the head hitbox is upsetting. She's taking net more damage now, which sucks.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna skip a lot of this because I don't really care for the changes to Bastion. It's just a buff to his a buff to his ultimate, and cooldown reduction on his reconfigure, just allowing him to be a character in the video game. But Sojourn, you remember when we talked about her last, right?
Yeah, railgun bitch, right?
Yeah, railgun. They decided to nerf her, but
Thank
in
God.
the worst fucking way possible.
Oh no.
Energy
Okay.
delay before draining has been reduced from 8 to 5 seconds. That's well and dandy. However, the secondary fire fall off damage starting range reduced from 70 to 40 meters. So that's the same range as Ashe and a similar range to Baptiste. However, the secondary fire critical damage multiplier has been reduced from 2 to 2.5, which is great. This means that she's no longer one-tapping people from across the map.
Okay.
But secondary fire damage now scales linearly with energy from 30 damage to 130 damage. 1 energy converts to 1 damage added. So whenever you hit 1 bullet, you have a 30 damage, a 30 damage right click stored, which is not that bad. Also, it's only like 45 damage when you headshot somebody with it. That's fine. But that also means that at like 50%, you're dealing 80 damage, which is not good. Which also becomes 120 damage on the head, which means that you kill the vast majority of squishies a lot faster now. People have ran the numbers, and with a Mercy Pocket damage boosting you for 30%, you're killing people a lot faster now. Sojourn is busted. Like busted.
Here we go again.
Yeah, primary fire damage per projectile has also been increased from 9 to 10 per bullet. She has 45 bullets. Bloom only starts after the first 10. And not only that, but the bloom is negligible. Earlier, I was playing Ana, I was quick scoping somebody, and I got 5 to the dome after bloom. This dude literally just like spray transferred me. There's no recoil on this gun, by the way, because of Overwatch.
It's a laser beam.
Yeah, so I got hit for 50 damage by her left click for no reason. Overclock energy charge rate has also been increased by 20%. So that means that in her ultimate, she gains her max charge railgun 20% faster, which again, with a Mercy Pocket, makes her the most broken fucking character in the game. Yeah, fun, awesome, amazing.
So just 1v6, delete your whole team.
Pretty much. 1v5 now, but it used to be 1v6. She could have 1v6 easily.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to support the supports in this update too. We're going to buff some of the supports. You want to know what they did? They did one good thing, and that is nerf Kitsune Rush, which is Kiriko's ultimate, as well as change some of her hitboxes. And then she reduced the cast time on Protection Suzu, which is good. Increased the kunai. Ability input can now be held to activate on Swift Step, which means you can just hold shift, and then once somebody is in range, you'll teleport to them. Which is good. Like, this is a good tweak for Kiriko. However, there were changes to Ana and changes to Mercy. Ana has a cooldown on her sleep dart reduced from 15 seconds to 14 seconds. That's it. That's all that she got.
Wait, what the? Hold up.
They were like, we're
That's
going to buff
it?
the supports. Yeah. In a meta that is literally going to be the worst for supports in this game, because you have a Sojourn killing everybody, like literally shredding your tank. She has a potential 450 damage minimum on a clip if she hits every shot.
Bro, I just looked at the Mercy changes. I'm trying not to laugh.
Oh, yeah, no. Wait.
What is this?
Yeah, no. Developer comments. This is a change that will enable Mercy to better defend herself or even go in the offensive at times. In 5v5, these situations occur much more often. She's a weapon swap reduction from 0.5 seconds to 0.35 seconds, which is almost barely felt, because that's only 0.15 seconds. Not only that, but the Caduceus Blaster, her weapon, the ammo has been increased from 20 to 25. You want to know the funniest fucking thing here? she gains unlimited ammo when she's in her ultimate. Blizzard, do you want to explain this to us?
What is this? What am I looking at? She's a support character. No one gives a shit about her clip size.
No, especially when
no one wants to be Battle Mercy.
Not only that, but the gun reloads automatically when you swap to the staff and heal somebody. You're never using 20 bullets in that thing. Because the hitbox is large, and when somebody fucks up and misses something on you, Mercy can kill them anyways within 20 bullets. Very rarely will you see a Mercy go empty clip. Not only that, but her ultimate, again, gives her unlimited ammo.
There is no way they made a claim that this was going to be patch buffing supports, and then all they do is this.
Yeah. The only one that they actually buffed, which was Kiriko, who was already good to begin with. They gave her a quality of life thing, reduced the cast time on protection Suzu, so that way she can defend herself, increased her ammo from 12 to 15, which honestly needed change. She could feel a little bit strange, especially when her reload was trying to go through whenever you cast paper. Like, yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. But I wanted to go over this, not because I want to look at this at an esports perspective. I want to go over this because of how different this is in between Overwatch 2 and Valorant. Valorant actively tried to increase the longevity of their game by making game-wide changes that are actively healthy for the game. Increasing utility, increasing the health of utility, as well as increasing the ultimate points required for a lot of these large site-wide ultimates. Making it so that way Killjoy is a character in competitive play again, while not really changing her for lower levels. Allowing Omen to have more options early game. Allowing Phoenix to have more options early game. Making Raze a more demolitions expert type character. She can now bust the doors open instantly on Ascent. She can now destroy KJ utility with ease. Like, there's no more dealing with that shit for her. Killing Chamber is the most healthy thing for Valorant that Valorant could have done. Making it so that way the Spectre had a third damage drop-off tier.
Yeah.
Like, these are all thoughtful, well-articulated, well-thought-out changes. Meanwhile, Overwatch slapped a few numbers in the face and called it a day. Doomfist needs a rework. Junker Queen needs a rework. She needs a change to the passive ability on the coding level. She needs more damage on bleed, or she needs that healing multiplier to be double what it is right now, in order for her to be played at a better level. Or if you don't want to deal with that, make the cooldown on commanding shout start once she uses it, instead of having it start 5 seconds after the ability has stopped. These are numbers that they changed. That's all that it is. In a brand new game that should have been released in a year and a half from now. They have reverted Tracer's damage back to what it was in Overwatch 1. They have buffed Doomfist, and they wonder why they have the lowest amount of supports playing that role in Overwatch history. Meanwhile, Valorant has punished you from locking the same character 3 times in a row. Valorant has taken so much time to reduce the toxicity of their game.
Which is a lot to say, because this is a Riot game.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if anything, they kind of just have this overshadow of controversy involving toxicity with their games.
Exactly.
But that's not really their fault. That's just, you know, the competitive scene kind of bleeding into the casual play. But this is lazy, dog.
Exactly.
Looking at this, I don't even really play Overwatch anymore. and I was very passionate about Overwatch 1, you know, when it was popping.
Oh
But
yeah.
this is so sad to see. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like being at the park, right? And then you see a cute old couple, right? They're cute, you know, they're showing affection. You're like, oh, that's hella cute. And then someone comes from left fucking field and then just sauces them both up with a bat. At first, you're gonna be like, oh my fucking god, what just happened? But then you find out that they're mob bosses and they might have deserved it. And you don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to feel about this. This
It's
is
like-
so weird to me. Like, looking at the Sojourn changes, even before this bitch was broken.
Oh yeah.
You okay, you cut a corner, there's a Sojourn. Oh wait, you're dead. It doesn't matter because she's fucking strong as shit. And then they're like, okay, you know what? You know what would be dope? I can imagine the fucking the meeting, Goose. All right, so we're here today. We need to talk about some balance changes. Let's talk about Sojourn. All in favor for buffing her? Yes. Cool. All right. Next. Like what? She already could insta-gib, and then now you made it easier to insta-gib. And then on the flip side of the coin, you're like, you know what? Mercy needs 5 more bullets in the clip.
This character who has one of the lowest healing outputs for some of the most time put into healing. It's ridiculous. Like, Mercy has problems that need to be fixed. Like, this character is not good, and they decided to give her more ammo, which incentivizes people to be shooting people other than damage boosting people, other than being difficult to hit, which is the point of Mercy. The point of Mercy is her survivability. Why don't you buff that?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking allow her to maybe heal herself a little bit after damage boosting or healing somebody, or during Guardian Angel. Make it so that way she has survivability rather than buff one of the characters who is really fucking good at killing Mercy, because there's this massive damaging AoE that pops in the air, like what Ramatra should have been.
Yeah.
It's very clear that there was a big change in development in between when the beta was made and now, because there have been some disgusting changes happening at Blizzard. Like, I really, really hope they get their shit together, because Overwatch 2 has some of the greatest potential for esports. This game could be so goddamn cool. But they have given us game modes like Push, which suck ass, and they have given us some of the worst balancing I have seen. These were meant to bring the game into a... I'm pretty sure they were meant to like line up the support queues with everything else, because right now it's like damage and tank queue are really, really long, and then support queue is like instant. And it's like, I play support, and I understand why people don't want to play support, because you're playing a fucking horror game. The vast majority of the time, you are defenseless.
Yep.
Because for as much as people hate Moira, her damage output is really low. You just can't hit the bitch. Like, her survivability is her strong suit, because she has an orb and self-healing with her right click. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but by God, does it keep her alive. And she is a really, really good frontline main healer. Because she has the left click, which also heals over time after it stops working, so that way you can grab more healing off of off the other team and keep it going. But she gets shafted the moment that she loses her tank, because she just... Yes, you can fade away, but people will just chase you down. It's really unfortunate, because the vast majority of the time, if your tank's dead, you've already used your your healing orb, so you don't have one for another 5 seconds, which means that you're dead. Ana is defenseless if more than one person attacks her, because
only sleep one of them.
Yeah, you can only sleep one person, and not only that, but you generally want to save your sleep dart for when that that Sigma wants to ult your whole ass team. Like generally you're waiting for the fortify to drop on the Orisa, stuff like that. Like honestly, the changes made to Orisa are the best changes that happened in Overwatch 2, other than it moving to 5v5.
Yeah, I've seen what like the new Orisa does, and I mean she looks fun to play. But this patch, this is a joke. This is a fucking joke.
It really is.
This doesn't scream billion-dollar company by now.
It really doesn't. This screams small indie company that needed to get something out.
Yeah.
I really hope the devs are okay, because if this is what they're pushing out alongside one of their characters as balance changes, I don't know what the longevity of this game is going to be, because the only thing that that has the people playing this season playing right now is the current battle pass, which is genuinely really, really pretty, but also you're not getting any premium currency out of it. It is only there to be there right now. That is the only thing that is going to be keeping a lot of these people going until the mid-season patch, which I hope to God come soon.
Right.
But enough of me yelling at what could potentially be one of the best esports on the planet in time. But that is going to be overtaken by Rushdown Revolt one day. We all know it.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yep. Speaking of that, shout out the Vortex team for actually making changes instead of this nonsense that I'm looking at on this website.
Instead of slapping numbers about, physically changing things and making them look good on the fly.
And taking feedback.
Oh, yeah.
That's also important.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. But all right, so this is a dumpster fire of a patch note if I've ever seen one. I've seen better patch notes made by garbage men coming bi-weekly to grab my recycling bin. But do we have any other topics?
I think that's it for us tonight. We've been going for nearly 2 hours, so
hey, man. Always a pleasure. It's been extremely fun. One thing before we close out, Goose, I did want to mention our weekly game nights. I think this week was a little bit of kind of a struggle because we were trying to sort out what we wanted to do with the game nights and whatnot. But if you are in our Discord, I believe Amy made a community message regarding the Google form, I believe, that Goose just so kindly posted in chat. This is just a forum to kind of grasp everybody's opinions and your headspace as to what games you would like to see for our game nights, as well as what days or things that might be more applicable. We're probably going to have it on a Friday, post 5 p.m. PST, just because generally speaking, most of us have free time on the weekends as per during the week, but that might be subject to change depending on, events that might be going on. Like if we have a super huge, CS event that happens on Friday, we might move that game night to Thursday, but everything is, not locked in just yet, but definitely fill that form out. All the feedback will be extremely helpful to allow us to kind of see where everyone's headspace is at. If you're watching the VOD for YouTube, you can find, again, this form in Discord. Where is it? Where's the form actually posted?
I believe it's actually posted in general or content creator.
Okay.
I'm seeing it right now in admin council. I'm sure we're going to be able to throw it in chatting as well, and we'll probably put it up on the Twitter. I'll be sure to retweet it. So if any of you guys... if any of you guys need, just take a look at Twitter. If you follow any of the 3 accounts that we're affiliated with, you'll find it. But that being said, this has been a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Okoe, I'm sorry for the time in which this is going to take to render. We love you very much, Okoe.
Yep.
We love you very, very much.
Appreciate it. Okoye goat. I don't feel bad though. I don't feel this is worth it. This needs to be said.
I think my rant should absolutely be put into TikTok format.
Oh, for sure.
Because I did not expect to go off the way that I did. And comparing Valorant's patch notes to Overwatch really did put it into perspective, which company cares about their people more. And it's like Riot also has Project L coming up. They have they have an absolutely amazing art team making amazing shit for everybody. They're embracing so much fan art. It's like, holy crap. These guys care about their game and they want their game to succeed. And like they hold a bunch of art competitions, which are highly publicitized.
Publicitized. It's a thing now. Run it. Stick with it, Goose. Own that shit.
Publicized. But yeah, Riot has, for as much shit is going on behind the curtain, at the very least they care about their community to the point where they're able to shake up their game so drastically with a single patch. And not only that, this is a mid-season patch, and they have changed the entire way that utility interacts. They have completely nerfed a character, reworked a character in a way that is a genuine nerf and brings them in line with the general game's statement and thing in a way that he's still going to be ran here and there, but he's just not going to be seen nearly as often, which is awesome.
Right.
And then Overwatch slapped a few things around and called it a day.
Not a little duct tape can't fix, am I right, Goose?
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Okay, all right, look, before we get back into it, because we could go on for hours about
I really could. Oh my god.
I'm already thinking of one-liners to reference this in the future. But we do appreciate everyone for tuning in thus far. If you haven't already, by all means, hit that follow button, join our Discord channel. Also, check out some of our sponsors that we have, specifically Jerky Pro.
Yes.
Where we are literally, I believe, 20-something days away from our little test period to determine what tier we end up being with Jerky Pro. If we get 30, I believe, wholesales using our code, then we become platinum tier. For those of you that don't care, I mean, you don't have to, but for those of you that do, that's really cool for us because
it's awesome. It's like really big.
That's kind of a big deal.
Pay our bills by buying yourself some jerky.
Yeah, everyone loves jerky as far as I'm concerned. If you don't, well, I mean, too bad because you're missing out. But most important part, we are only 10 sales away from hitting this mark. Okay, we needed 30. We are at 20. We need 10 more. So use our code is Atlas Esports, right? No space?
I believe so, yeah. Last I checked.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect. All right.
So, thank you guys all so much for coming out. Find us tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. EST. We're going to be streaming a best of 3 playoffs for ESEA CSGO. That is we're doing the main league, yeah?
That's the open team.
Oh my god, that's right. It is the open team.
Yeah,
shit.
Because it's playoffs.
Yeah. Okay.
But if they win this next game, they go to intermediate, which is extremely cool.
And then if they win the next game, I think they
only good things.
Yeah.
I think they need to win the next 4 or 5 to go main from where they're at now.
Which honestly, I think is genuinely I think they can do it. I absolutely think they can. They have the skill. They have the talent. But this is where we're going to be leaving it tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Again, all of funny social things. I'm Can Goose. Find me out on the Discord as Can_Goose, and with me is SPOOG. Where do we find you, mate?
SPOOG on all other platforms, specifically SoundCloud. Go check the bops.
Oh yeah, absolute bangers. Either way, we are Atlas Esports. We're gonna see you guys later. That is a wrap. Thank you for watching. If you want more content like this, then be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and follow us on our TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram.